Welcome back to the Hoodest Podcast in America. Ready, set.
Yo,
And today we have another special guest.
we got our guy Matt Hanks here, and we're gonna introduce him as, one of the prolific people that I know in my life. No, for real, man. Like he really reached out to folk. Like he really, like, he's a people person. He's a people person. He's my guy. He used to, from a principal, from an educator. You know what I mean? Like he's really for the people. He's really for the folk. So I rock with him. Y'all know if he on here, he not sus. Like y'all know if he on here, he really somebody.
Hey,
You know what I'm talking about?
you got special invites only.
Special invites
only.
only. Yeah.
Special invites mean that you're probably pretty special.
Exactly.
Well, I
He's
definitely feel
special.
special sitting between you guys.
Glad to have you, brother.
Yeah, man. We're glad to have you on the show, man, and we're just glad for your presence. And he came and watched the Chiefs game with us, so we hung out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, oh god, what do you think about that Chiefs game, man?
Not good. Not good.
Not good.
That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
Okay. All right.
Not good. Not good.
Let's keep it at not good
Not
because it
good.
was really not good.
No.
It's a funeral.
Yeah.
Violins are playing.
Lord.
It's a sad day.
Lord. Man, I ain't been in this space in a long time.
Well, yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we was here, I think what was his name? What's his name was the coach from the Patriots?
Haley?
No. The old black Romeo.
Oh.
Cornell.
My bro Romeo.
Yeah.
He was the last one that was here. When we had that terrible season. And then we turned it around. But
We did.
we'll
did.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I always look at it like this. It's going to get worse before it get better. This is the calm before the storm.
It is.
They'll get back on top.
Because when we
Yeah,
bring the
we'll
pain,
be all right.
we bring it.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll be alright.
So,
So let me let's segue, and I got my guy here just for a little bit, man, and we're gonna segue into just getting him, acclimated to the people. You know what I mean? Acclimated to y'all, acclimated to our fans. So tell me a little bit. I just want to know, like, how do you feel about, your education experience?
Public education.
Public education experience.
Like,
Yeah, let's get that.
overall, or like what specifics?
Let me get overall. Let me get overall,
Okay.
and then let me get specifics.
Started in public education in 2005.
Wow.
And then
Damn.
just got out.
just dated you, brother.
Yeah. Just got out this last spring. But public education overall needs a revamp. Needs an overhaul.
Okay.
It is, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it has
Yes, sir.
become more of a business than it
that's
has
good.
in
That's good.
educating kids.
Okay. I like that.
We don't protect teachers, and we
Whoa.
devalue the educational system in the current state that public education is in.
What do you mean by, like, give me an example? I'm not give me a specific example, but like, what is your opinion on about, like, we don't protect teachers?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you pile on with new initiatives and don't give them the time,
Curriculum.
nor the skill, nor the ability to actually teach.
Okay.
So teachers used to have the autonomy to kind of decide how they taught, and now it's not the case. There's too much direction and not enough backing when it comes to teachers' autonomy in the classroom.
But you know what though? I feel like a lot of. Do you feel like a lot of parents would agree with that?
Yes.
The parents that you've talked to,
Yes.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, for sure. I like that. I like that answer. Like that was very on point.
Very politically correct.
In your opinion, what
My
what
God.
would be the biggest focus that they wanted you to push while you were there?
Attendance. So schools are get funding based on ADA, average daily attendance. So
Word.
it was getting students to school, which is the concept is fantastic because obviously the more that they're actually in school, the more that they will learn.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the push of just getting them there because the higher your ADA is, the more money you get.
Right.
But it's getting them there and then.
So
A
the
lot of
higher
kids- a
the
lot of kids
attendance,
fall
the
behind.
more the check,
Correct.
it.
Correct.
But when you come to when you have a high attendance and they're not producing, what does that do?
What's interesting about that is what you read in the paper, what you see for data that comes out of school districts isn't necessarily always correct. Meaning
Okay.
numbers, the numbers can be
A little dictated.
correct.
Gotcha. Dictated by
Dictated by the powers that be.
by the powers that be.
Powers that be.
Motherfucking powers that be. God
Correct.
damn it.
Yeah.
Correct, but you got to also look at education as a whole. Education 100 years ago was, the teacher in front of the classroom, desks and rows.
Right.
You
No,
know,
exactly.
but you look at how that has evolved, and it hasn't. You still have the teacher in front of the classroom, and you still have desks and rows for the most part. The only thing that's really changed over the last 100 years is now everybody's one-to-one, so you have technology in the classroom.
Gotcha.
Every kid's got a cell phone.
That was I was just about to ask you
Every
that.
kid has a computer, but yet we're still in the bottom third in the world for reading, writing.
Crazy,
Right,
ain't it?
right.
You know,
So-
so we
so,
have all
yeah.
this technology, but it's not doing anything.
So with all the technology that we have, that we are privileged to, or at our fingertips, we're still not taking the time to just figure out how to create something better.
Correct. So it's introducing it, but not teaching how to use it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Whoa, wait a minute.
yeah. And that
That
that's
sounds like a
mind blowing
robot to me.
because how long I've been out of school since '97. So I have a child out of school now, so I don't know what's going on. And hearing that hasn't much changed from that format is weird because in my head, the rest of the world has changed in certain things. The car industry has changed.
Right.
Like just
Technology-
jobs in general,
technology in
like
general,
jobs
yeah,
in general have changed.
Yeah, exactly.
How we live our daily lives.
How
has
we are,
changed.
yeah.
So why hasn't this job changed?
That's no clue.
Mind blowing.
No clue.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got initiatives that come to school districts and you've got textbooks, you've got all these things that evolve over time, but the way we teach. And to give you an example, taught with another teacher a few years ago, and electricity goes off, right? And teacher just shuts it down, says, "No, we can't do anything else."
Oh.
Because we don't have access to computers.
Oh.
So then my question to that teacher was, what did you learn kind of how to go with the flow if
Do you
something
know-
like this happens?
Do you know how to use a book?
Yeah. And pretty much it was, well, no, if the electricity went off in college, my professors just turned class off. They just said, all right, it's time to go home. We can't do anything. So they're not taught kind of how to
Correct.
adapt.
So you don't know how to
adapt,
survive
adapt.
Correct.
in real life if the lights get cut off.
Right. But then you're also
Damn.
talking about, professors are teaching students that about concepts that they've never done before. You
That the
know, I mean,
professors have never done before?
How many professors in college that are
Facts.
in
I didn't
the
even think about that.
educational
Yeah.
programs have
Come on now.
actually taught at high school or elementary or middle school or
Yeah.
and there's probably more out there than I know of, but
Oh, no.
a lot of them I would say no, they aren't.
You've been around since 2005, so I don't know. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
I'm old.
look, look, we all in this together. Yeah. But let me ask you this. So, like from 2005 when you first started up until now, what was that the major change that you saw?
Cell phones in 2007, smartphones when they got introduced was kind of the biggest downfall
Wow.
in education.
Wow.
When I first
I can
started,
see
it was
that.
the flip phones or the Nokias that kids had.
The Nokia
you know.
joints.
And then when smartphones came about, it just totally flipped the
And
world.
what was that,
end.
about 2009?
2007.
2007, 2000, yeah. But it really took off probably about 2009.
2009,
Yeah,
2010, when
yeah.
kids started getting them.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, it's younger and younger kids are getting smartphones. And
See, he was kind of like ahead of me because like he had graduated by 2005. I was just getting back into school, and I'm like learning things from kids. I'm 25, going to school, 18-year-olds, and I'm learning things from kids that I didn't know about Facebook. Like the kids in school
Right,
told me about Facebook
right.
when I was
Right.
in college.
So when I got in 2005, I was a para, in charge of a recovery room. But see now, for a while you had those safe places that kids could go to.
What's a recovery room?
It's
For
a
the
safe.
people that don't know, what's
It's,
a recovery room? Sorry.
Kids that are having behavior issues in class,
Got you.
they would go to the recovery room.
Okay.
Right.
And you was basically in charge of
The recovery room, and then I was in charge of ISS, which was just in-school suspension.
In school suspension.
we all know what that is.
Yeah, and so then
Yeah.
I had to go back to school because my first degree was in criminal justice, and I had to get my education
Wait,
degree.
what?
Yeah, and so then I went back to school and graduated in 2007 with a degree in special ed and taught special ed for a long time.
So you got
Okay.
a degree in criminal justice.
Criminal justice,
Bruh.
special education. My master's in education. My specialist is in secondary administration, and my doctorate is in educational administration.
So you know how to deal with people. You know how to deal with
Let me
with
just
the problem folk.
Yeah.
let me just
My man.
put this out there.
That's
real
why I
quick.
rock with him.
If y'all just heard what this man said,
Come on now.
y'all not dealing with just a slouch. Like he's educated. This is
Yeah.
an educated man
Yeah.
in the education field.
Man.
You know, because we got a lot of dummies in positions
Oh
of power.
my God.
We got a lot of wrong people in position of power.
Oh my God.
You know, because growing up, we hear this all the time as jokes, but you know, you got guys who feel like they know what they're talking about, but they don't have the education to actually back it up.
Right.
And sometimes they do, but you know, a lot of times you hear guys say, "Man, if I had that fucking job, you know what I would do." Yeah,
You know what I'll be
yeah,
doing?
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
it's really different when you actually took the time out to learn your craft and
You got
use
your foot in the
use
mud.
your knowledge
Right.
the right way, or try to use your
Right.
knowledge the
Correct.
right way.
Correct. And I mean, now I'm not even using it. So
But
it just got to a point in the world of education,
Yeah.
especially public education, that
Oh, man,
I just
come on.
I had to get out.
Yeah.
Because it's just can't even put a word to it. Too much micromanaging and too much worrying about public perception instead of actually putting the real information out that needs to be out.
Exactly. And I'll give a shout out to my guy right here because he's the one that basically put me on the path that I am now. And then but I feel like he saw something like in me that the people that he's talking about probably wouldn't have seen that in me because they're not really on that path. Like he is, I'll speak for myself. Like working with this man, like I saw him touch so many people, and I saw him like
Touch the lives of so many people.
touch a lot of so many people.
Careful how you choose your words.
Whoa, pause.
Yeah,
Yeah,
careful how
wait
you
a
choose your
minute.
words.
Whoa,
Good catch,
wait a
good catch.
minute. Hold
Good
on.
catch.
Yeah. Hey, pause. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He touched the lives of.
This is not School of Rock.
Right. But he touched the lives of so many people, man, and people still ask about him, and people still love him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's one thing that I most definitely appreciate because you don't have a lot of real people out here that are in the education field that are really actually trying to make a difference. Some people are just out here for a check. And my guy was out here for more reasons than just a check. I will vouch for that till I die.
Well,
Like,
I think
for sure.
in the world of education, it's especially in the classrooms, taking your pride.
Yeah.
You got to remove your pride from the situation. Like
Yeah.
if students come in and they're not acting correctly, there's something that's driving that and trying to figure that out. But it's not a personal attack on you as a teacher, or you as the principal, or anything else. But it's removing your pride and being able to dig deeper and understanding the nature of that, but understanding human nature
Do-
to
do
figure
you-
that out.
Do you feel like that gets in the way right now?
Pride?
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Got you.
No.
In a way of like them not being able to move forward past themselves
Correct.
to see what other people need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. Say less. Yes, sir.
That's deep. That's deep.
Man, so deep. Yeah, man. You got it.
I'm actually kind of dumbfounded right now because, like I said, the way I approached education in my life, especially growing up in Kansas City, our school district was
Our
terrible.
school district. Ooh,
It was terrible.
No accreditation.
So, having my
No
son
accreditation.
in the school district out here, I felt like he was in better hands,
Mm-hmm.
and he was. I mean, I'm not going to say he wasn't, but as a parent, I probably could have been slightly more involved on the academic side. And I kind of took the approach, the easy way out of just, bro, I just need you to make good grades. Not really being intricate on what he's actually learning.
What he's actually learning.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. That's good because that's gonna lead me to my next question. We'll go ahead.
But I do feel like he probably got a better education than what we got.
Most definitely.
Me and Jeff.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm happy.
Not like
but,
we some dummies
but-
and no
but
shit
just
like
to
that.
hear-
So don't get that shit twisted.
Oh yeah,
neither.
like I learned in school, but I learned more out of school, just in real life situations,
yes,
than
that part
I ever would have learned in the
And,
12 years
yeah,
I was in school.
in the school.
But just hearing the fact that even someone on the inside, what they had to deal with, or what you had to go through,
Right.
to just try to push the right envelope, to get your agenda across and still get blocked, or still, like you said,
Have pushback.
be micromanaged. It's like, then what am I here for?
Right.
What did
Yeah.
you hire me for?
Correct.
So what is, and this was another thing that I've observed with him, is that he knows how to talk to parents. So I guess my next question was, how much is that a thing as far as parents being involved compared to teachers being involved?
In what sense? Like,
In-
because when I look at
Mhm.
parents being involved, it comes down to listening. You got to
Yeah.
actually just sit and listen, and whether it's over the phone, in person, whatever it may be, you got to sit down and listen. Parents can't get their point across, and principals don't need to be communicating through email when it comes to
Agreed.
certain situations. But
Right.
it's
Yeah.
listening and
Mhm.
then being honest. Where did we go wrong with
honest.
being honest and being truthful? Because and it's not just in education. I think this is
Yes. Come on, man.
in the world itself is we need to have some candor and we need to be honest with how we talk to people. They will appreciate that more than
Absolutely.
sugarcoating and
Mhm.
Yeah.
just beating around the bush.
Because once you beat around the bush, you can only go around the bush so long before
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
before like everything blows up.
Absolutely.
For the bushes burning
Uh-huh.
when they're talking about the Bible.
Yeah.
That we talking about. Yeah. Just like regular life.
Absolutely.
The bush, yeah, sometimes that joint catch on fire. You know what I mean? Like, because there's too much friction
Right.
around the bush, and then the bush goes dry. Then what happens when bush goes dry?
It burns.
You
Yeah,
better
it
put some
burns.
fucking water on that motherfucker.
You can't.
But-
if nobody's getting a pail, and
Absolutely.
nobody's going to the water hole, Everybody's
A
trying
lot
to
of things
start a
are
fire.
ignored, especially in that realm,
Mhm.
that in that sense, you know. If it's not if it doesn't affect me and if it's not my problem,
Right.
then why should I deal
Then
with
why
it?
should I
Right.
deal with it?
You know,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing. Nobody's willing to stand up
Mhm.
and you know either take accountability or even just be honest about it.
So I'm gonna ask you a serious question real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to ambush you or nothing.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'll
So
answer how I can.
and I'm confident on your answer already. So like, how do you feel about just the dynamic? Because we had talked before about just how many black people have come to the inner city, just to come from the inner city to come out for education. I'm here. Look, hey, hello. Why you think I'm here? I'm not here just to be out here. You know what I mean? I could buy a house by my parents and be by my parents a lot. But I know that my son's education is going to suffer because we didn't even grow up with accreditation. So, with that being said, like, what do you feel like the dynamic is in that structure when inner city kids move out here?
So, probably in the last 5 to 10 years,
Yep.
There's been a higher influx of inner city kids coming to the suburbs, moving out.
Yep.
Parents are getting their kids away from those school districts and moving them to what is perceived as a better school district.
Exactly.
So you could look at student populations and demographics and see that there's a higher influx of minorities in the suburbs than what there was 5 or 10 years ago. But your teachers, your teacher populations are not the same.
There you go.
There is
That-
not
yes.
representation in teachers and or principals when it comes to people who look like minorities, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And so just to give you an example, I sat in an interview one time for an assistant principal position, and the head principal asked me, what changes would you make at this school? And I said, do you want the truth? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, you need to hire more minorities. You need to hire more people of color, not only as teachers but administrators.
There you go.
And just because your population density or your population demographics are changing, and you need to match your population demographics, and you thought that I had burned his house down. And it was the whole room. So sitting in a room
Oh my
with,
God.
with
No, I feel
all
you.
administrators, they were all white,
Yeah.
except for one. And yeah, you thought I had burned
You
his
would've-
house down,
Yeah, you thought you would
kicked his dog or something.
Yeah.
strike the match in the
100%.
room with
Needless
gasoline.
to say,
in
I
it.
didn't get the job.
So with that, so moving forward to like our future on because it's not gonna do nothing but grow.
Mhm.
So moving forward, like on our future, like what do you think the solution would be? I mean, I know that we need more minorities. How do you think we can do that?
So part of the problem right now is nobody wants to be a teacher. Your
There you
educational
go.
programs in colleges are drying up. Like
Come
people
on.
aren't going into those programs to become teachers
Right.
as much as they used to. And that's all the colleges that are around here. I can't imagine what it is across the nation.
Yeah.
But people are getting out.
And that's
you know.
a lot of job in industries.
Right.
Nobody wants to be a plumber. Nobody wants to be an
Correct.
electrician.
It's
Correct.
crazy.
You
Well,
know?
and you got to think, when we were in school, what was the big push for our career? It was
Yeah.
go to college,
Go to college,
go to college, go to college.
college.
Well, not everybody's meant to go to college.
Right.
Not everybody needs to go to college, but that was the push. Everybody go to college, but yet it was go get a degree. Whatever it may be in, just go get a degree.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people at that time. They still had the tech schools, but not a lot of people were utilizing
Yeah.
that as much. Now there's a bigger push to utilize those programs so they can come out with a certificate, but it's still not where it needs to be.
Mhm.
I read an article the other day. It talked about how AI was taking all these jobs,
Man.
and so there's going to be more need for those blue collar workers in the next 4 or 5 years, 6
Yeah.
years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still not a big push. So making changes to the educational system, and they used to do it back in the 70s and they got rid of it. but where they would track. They would track kids. So you take a test with an 8th grader, and then they would put you on a track to go to tech school, or they'd put you on a track to go to college.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that that's a solution, but
It helps.
it helps.
Yeah.
Right.
It helps.
So that way you don't go to you don't graduate high school, go to a 4-year school, which again, I mean, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because that's another institution that's a business.
Yes.
In college.
Yes.
Where we're going to charge you a giant amount of money. You're going to go into debt, and then you're going to get out, and maybe you can use your degree, maybe you can't, but then you're going to have your whole life to pay that off.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And that was like for me, like that was my no-brainer, because when I went to UMKC and I got accepted in the IUE, Institute for Urban Education, if nobody knows what that is. Back then, it was like 2006, 2007, somewhere up in there. But the whole thing was, for that, it was you're basically giving people a free education, but they had to uphold the obligation of you went to school for 4 years, then you got out, you had to teach in the inner city, Institute for Urban Education. You had to teach in the inner city for 4 years, but then after the 4 years, you can go wherever you want it, and you can do whatever you want with your degree. You don't owe them anything. And I feel like that's really like, because there was nobody that wanted to put that debt on them and come and teach and still not make the money to pay their debt off. So who's gonna want to teach when they can't even like afford to live?
Correct.
And then you gotta deal with somebody badass kids for goddamn the rest of your life. Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. So they started giving out scholarships, and now UMKC actually and it was a big deal. It was like a big deal. Like when people started knowing what the IUE was, they was like, well, why did he get to go to school for free? Why do they? It was like a big deal. Like, why do they get to go to school for free?
Right.
So then they changed the whole, like UMKC's whole education system now is IUE, but it's under the radar. Like it's not even called IUE no more. It's just education program. I just kind of whatever they call it. Because I tried to go back. Yeah, I tried to go back in like 2018, and it was just completely different. Everything was completely different. Don't you know I can't get nothing. I can't get my transcripts or anything because that program doesn't exist anymore. And they were saying like, oh no, these are specialty classes. So yeah, all the work that I did is basically non-existent right now. Yeah, like I'm supposed to be a teacher right now. I'm supposed to be able to go get a teaching job right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't because my program has been like depleted. So I spent those 3 years in college sacrificing my life for nothing,
Right.
honestly. And I had a kid and I was married. Like I sacrificed a lot. And that was a part of my reason that, I got divorced. Like it was, it messes with people. But now moving forward, I'm just kind of like, so where do we go from here? Because now it's like everybody's included and the people that started don't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Started on the reason because I went to school because I wanted to coach. I wanted to coach. I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be around kids. I wanted to help kids because I had a son. You know what I mean? That I was coaching. I had a nephew. I had nephews that I was coaching. I'm like, nah, it's my lane. It's what I do. But now it feels like it's even harder to even do that now than it was back then. With the internet, I feel like it just makes it even harder because now everybody is brainwashed over whatever the internet says you're supposed to do. So I mean, that's one reason I respect this man, is because I know that he did everything that he did out of his genuine heart. You know what I mean? Like whatever he was there for, he was there because he cared. He wasn't there for a check. He was there for it because he cared. Otherwise, you heard it. He had he could have been a police officer. He could have been a lawyer. He could have been like a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have took his degree and went somewhere else, but he came, you know, to the school district because he cared about what he was doing. And it's really hard to find people like that now.
Right.
Yeah.
They're there. They're just hiding.
Why? Oh, we on the pod, man. We on the pod. Why are they hiding? Because they're scared
Yeah,
of the
'cause if
powers
you-
that be?
Yeah, because if you push
Yeah.
it, you push against the system.
Come on, man.
The system doesn't like it. So
Whew.
the powers that be
The system.
tend to make your life
Oh,
hell.
shit. The system. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy words.
It's always a system.
It's always a system.
Always a system.
Ain't it? Yeah, man. I'm just happy that you spent the time with us, man, just to sit down with us, you know what I'm saying?
My pleasure.
And,
I feel like this is only part one.
no, it is.
You know? I feel like, based off things we talked about earlier, we got a lot more to talk about. For part 2 and 3, maybe, you know. Whenever you find the time, you know, whenever we can make it happen again.
Multi-part series.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this is definitely a good start and a good introduction to
For sure.
the life
Good introduction.
that you had to endure.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you were passionate about it.
Well,
And that's
I
the
love
one
it.
thing. That's the one thing that kills me, and I know kills a lot of people. When you passionate about something, you putting your heart and soul and effort into it, and you get kicked in the nuts
Mhm.
because you just want to do the right thing.
Mhm.
You know, that's gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth.
And now you gotta breathe while another person's basically, now you gotta breathe when you got kicked in the nuts and another person is basically plotting while you trying to take your breaths. Another motherfucker plotting against you taking your breaths. Once you catch your breath, a lot of people are like trying to keep you choked out.
Trying to find a way to get you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's just like a big thing that I see this going on, and it's a problem because these are our kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's our future.
Yeah, it's our future.
Yeah, our future.
These are our doctors. These are our lawyers. These are our future police officers. These are our future community workers, and if we're not taking care of them at the youngest spot, you know what I mean? Like they're just gonna grow into whoever society wants them to grow into, and I feel like that is like a major problem right now.
Facts.
Agreed.
All right. Well,
All right.
with that being said, this has been another great episode. A lot to learn, a lot to keep learning. Matt, like I said, I'm proud. I'm glad that you came.
Thank you.
Heard a lot about you. I'm glad I finally got a chance to meet you.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. You know what I'm talking
The
about?
man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, man. He don't even know how many. He probably do, but he gonna be humble enough to where he gonna act like he don't. He don't. He don't know how many lives he touched while he was in that space,
Yeah.
and we both most definitely miss him in that space just because I know he's an advocate for good things. You know what I'm saying? He's not an advocate. He's an advocate for changing things in the future. He's an advocate on just, you know, being a good person. He's an advocate on making sure the kids are doing the right things. And he talked to the kids. Look, I don't watch him talk to the kids. Like, hey, man, chill that shit out. He might not say shit, but yeah, man, he'd be like, hey, man, chill out. Like, but the kids respond because they understand that he come from a real spot. And if you don't come from a real spot, people are not gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying?
And he's 6'1" and he used to play football.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about? He looked like he could still run you over in the hallway. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. He
You know,
looked
parents
like,
got a lot to do with it too.
It looked like he could pick you up and choke slam you.
Yeah.
But-
It helps out, but if they'll sniff it out if you're not real.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
they'll-
the
that-
point.
and
All
that-
joking aside.
And it's not
yeah.
just kids, and it's just people in general.
Yep.
people in
They
general.
can
Yes,
tell if
sir.
you're sincere, or if you're just full of BS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for your time, brother.
Hey, next
Man.
time.
Yeah. Until
For
part
sure.
2.
Next time.
Until part 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right.
We'll catch y'all next time.
We're going to take you out on another episode of
Ready, set.
Yo.